Welcome to Sew Anastasia, and today I'm going to show you how to sew a lining into a jacket. This is my favorite way to put a lining into a light jacket. So even if you're not sewing along with my jacket pattern today, you can still apply all of this knowledge to jacket patterns and linings that you have. This technique will work with most patterns. Speaking of the one-piece jacket, that's what's next to me right here. This is our brand new pattern that's in our sewing club, and you can get it on our website a la carte. It's a cute little 3/4 length jacket that's cropped, and you can make it longer as well. So head on over to the sewing club if you want a little discount on it, or it's available a la carte. Even if you're not sewing along with me today for this specific jacket, you are going to learn so many tips and techniques for applying linings to jackets. This method is really beginner friendly, so you can apply what you're learning in this tutorial to your patterns as well. All right, let's get a lining into this jacket. So to start off, you should have your jacket shell sewn up, all the basic seams. You can attach the collar as well. You should also have your lining shell sewn up, and any parts that need to be ironed up for your lining, ironed up 1 inch. So on this pattern here, our hem is ironed up 1 inch to the inside, and our sleeves are also ironed 1 inch up to the inside. Next, we want to attach our facing, but before we attach the facing, we need to create the pleat in the lining. So on the pattern, you'll notice that there's a notch at center back, and that's because these meet and create a pleat. So we're going to match those up. And you're going to notice a lot of jacket patterns have pleats at the back. It's to give your jacket more room in the lining so you don't rip it. You're also going to have a pleat at the very bottom. So now that I have the pleat marked, we need to stabilize it. So in this pattern, we're going to sew down 2 inches from the top, and we're going to sew from the bottom up 2 inches. So I'm starting at the edge, making sure I'm back stitching. I'm coming down the 2 inches, and I'm adding a few back stitches. Now I'm going to turn the project around and come up from the other end. Now our pleats are complete. Now you can see that I have the pleats sewn at the top and the bottom 2 inches. Now we're going to attach the facing to the lining, but before we do that, we need to finish the edge on the outside of the facing. Now you can serge the edge, you can bias bind it, or you can attach bias piping all the way around the neck, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to add bias piping. To add the bias piping, we're going to place right sides together. So raw edge of the piping with the raw edge of the fabric. And then we're going to go over to the sewing machine and sew right next to that piping, and then we'll iron it and flip it under. To attach the bias piping, I put on my all-purpose zipper foot on the left, and I've moved my needle position over to the left as well. Now, when we're stitching, we're going to be stitching right next to that cording that's in the bias tape, and we're going to go all the way around that outer edge of the facing. When you get to the end, backstitch and let's iron it. Now you can see how awesome that bias piping looks since I ironed it under. Now it's time to attach the facing to the inner edge of the lining, and then we'll pin it to the outer edge. So you're going to place the wrong side of the facing on the right side of the lining, and we're just gonna sew around the inside and the outside of it. But first, we need to pin it down. So when we're pinning the inner edge of the facing to the lining, just really make sure those edges are lined up. Because this is a curve, sometimes they like to stretch out. So readjust it when you need to. Make sure center back of the facing with center back of the lining is lined up, and then you're good to go. Now we're going to pin the outside of the facing to the lining. Now the lining's gonna wanna move around on you and bunch up. So really just make sure you're keeping it super flat. You don't want any pleats or bubbles in this. This should be an exact replica shape of the lining at this point. Once you have it all pinned up, it should look something like this. Now we're going to sew at the inner neck, and then we're going to sew at the outside of the facing, adding a little edge stitch right next to that piping. So again, when you're sewing the facing to the lining here at the inner neck, make sure you're using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you use anything bigger, you're going to end up seeing it on the outside of your project later. And when you get to center front here, you are going to turn, come down center front, and then we're going to work our way around the outside of the facing. And this is going to be an edge stitch right next to the piping. So about 1/8 of an inch away from the piping, we are sewing through all of the layers here to secure it. When you get to the end, back stitch, and we are finished with our facing. When your facing is complete, it should look something like this on the front, and then something like this on the back. Next, we're going to be sewing the lining to the self at center front. So we're going to place right sides together at center front. You want everything to be flat. Nothing is folded right now at center front. And we're going to start at the top neck, and we're going to work our way down. But when you do get down to the very bottom, you want to make sure that the bottom of the lining is going to be folded up that 1 inch. When we get down to the bottom, you can see that we have that 1 inch folded up on the lining. And you see a lot of the extra jacket fabric down there. That's because we have a facing, and that facing is going to fold up to the inside. So you should have 2 inches extra there. So if you fold it up right where the facing is, 1.5 inches, you should have a 1/2 inch extra of jacket fabric below the lining. And that's how you know you have it positioned properly. I'm going to sew with my lining fabric face down so that way it doesn't stretch out on me. The bottom of the feed dog will kind of suck up any extra in the lining. So your seam allowance here is a 1/2 inch. So you're just going to follow this straight edge all the way up to the neck. Don't forget to back the center front. We are going to take the bottom 1.5 inch facing, and we are going to flip it back right at that 1.5 inch, and we're going to sew it down. Now you could have done this in the same step when we sewed this down, but I just really wanted you to see what we were doing here. So we're going to take it and we're going to fold it up right at that 1.5 inch, and now we're just going to sew down the facing. So we're going to sew this up with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Make sure you're back stitching at the bottom and the end. And you're going to do the same thing to both sides, just flipping up that facing and stitching it down. So now you can see we have that sewn up, and we are going to flip it right side out. And now what we're going to do is add a top stitch. So you can see how these layers here are bubbly. So we are going to be adding a top stitch on the self layer. So a stitch 1/4 inch away from the edge on the self layer, not the lining layer. And you're going to do this to both sides. And then it should look just like this with the top stitch going from the top to the bottom. Next, we need to blind hem up our facing on the bottom and on the sleeves. So when we fold this back to blind hem it, we are going to leave about 5/8 of an inch here because we have a 1/2 inch seam allowance with our lining, and we need a little extra to make sure we don't catch the jacket. So when we're folding this back, leave 5/8 of an inch here, and then you can go ahead and pin this down. So right now we're gonna pin our fabric back for a blind hem. And if you need more detail on what a blind hem is and how to do it, make sure you check out my detailed video on that. I'll put a link down below. So now I have the hem of the jacket and the sleeves pinned for a blind hem, and we're gonna go add that blind hem to those edges. So I have my blind hem foot on and my blind hem stitch selected, and I'm gonna blind hem the bottom. The blind hem is mainly stitching where I have my black interfacing, and it's grabbing one fiber on the left. So when it flips up, it's going to be held in place, but you're not going to see a line of stitching on the outside of the garment. Hence, it's called the blind hem. When you get to the bottom, add a back stitch and do the same thing to the sleeves. So you can see by adding that blind hem that it's blind on the outside, we don't see any stitches, and it is stuck on the inside. And you can see we have this little flap of fabric here, and we're going to sew our lining to that. That's exactly what we're going to do right now. Now, before we start attaching the lining, I want you to fold back your facing at center front. And you're going to see that this is where the lining is actually going to start on the hem. So I want you to just go ahead and put a pin in your hem here, so that way you know when we're pinning, when we flip it, this part of the lining needs to start here, not back here. To sew this together, we are going to make sure the jackets are right sides together. And I want you to start pinning at the side seam first. So you're gonna flip back the facing, and we're going to pin that together. Now I'm going to come to the other side seam. I'm going to pin the other side seam together. So side seam of the lining with the side seam of the jacket, and everything should be ironed open. And now you can go ahead and pin within. So center back should match up from pin to pin. We've got that pleat sewn up in there. Now that I have center back pinned together, we're going to pin from the side seam to center front. And remember, we've got that pin over here because that's where we want this lining here to start, because we want the facing to be folded back. And remember that your jacket is on a bias in the front panel, so things like to stretch out a little. So you need to be careful when you're pinning this one, because you might need to ease it in a little or put a stay stitch in it, etc. And then you're going to pin the other front panel the same way. So I have the entire hem here pinned together. I have my side seams lined up, and I have the facings folded back with the lining starting in the appropriate position. And while we're here pinning, let's also pin the sleeve. So take that facing, flip it back, so that way you can see the edge we need to sew to. Take your lining sleeve, make sure everything's laying nice and flat, make sure it's on top of it. Remember, these need to come together like a circle. So I'm going to take this one and just flip it, so that way we can line up the underarm seam of the lining with the self right sides together. And we're going to make sure our seams are open, and we're going to start pinning at the underarm. And then we're going to work our way all the way around in a circle. And then after you've done that, you're going to notice that they're pinned together like this. So you should have this circle forming with the lining kissing the self of the sleeve. And you're going to pin the other sleeve the same way. So I have both sleeves pinned together, lining the self. And while we're here, let's pin the neck together as well. So when you're folding back the facing to go around the neck where your collar is, your collar should be on the inside. We're going to fold back right at our facing. So you should have about a 1/2 inch be on the collar here, and that's your little placket for your buttons. So now I have that neck pinned together. And remember, when you're sewing the neck together, it's 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to sew together the neck first, and then I'll move on to the armholes and the hem. If you've got a really thick fabric, you can always clip your corners here. I have a really delicate fabric with an open weave, so I'm not going to be clipping my corner. So now I'm starting at the hem of the jacket. Notice I've got that inner facing me, and I've got my needle position moved all the way to the left because we want to sew real close to where that blind hem is. And I've got my lining layer on the bottom. And at the ends, you're only going to be able to sew so far because we have that facing folded in there for center front. So just sew as far as you can, add some back stitches, and now let's move on to the sleeves. Now when we're sewing the sleeve, you can't actually put it on the open bed of the machine because it goes together like this. So you're just going to have to sew a little, stop, rotate, sew a little, stop, rotate, back stitch in the beginning. You go back to where you started, back stitch, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other sleeve. So So we've got everything inside out. It looks kind of crazy, doesn't it? But I promise it's going to flip right side out and look beautiful. To flip it right side out, we need to make an opening in the lining. And I want you to choose an opening in one of your sleeves about 3 inches big. And I suggest making some little stitch lines, like a little right angle, into the existing seam. And then we're going to open it up in this area here. So I have it seam ripped open, and now we're going to flip it right side out. So just start pushing the jacket through that opening. Look how beautiful. Now we have it all flipped right side face out. It is looking so good. So now we have a few little finishing touches left. One of them is going to be dealing with this corner down here. It is going to pop up a little bit. So what we want to do is position it properly. And then we're just going to hand stitch down this little edge and that one. And then it's not going to move on you. Now this little corner is nice and secure, and we have that lining all sewn down with the machine stitch. And you're going to do the same thing to the other corner as well. The other thing you want to do is close up this opening in the sleeve where we flipped it. So you can pull the edges taut together and just add a little edge stitch, which you do see, but it's stuck up here in the sleeve, so nobody's ever going to see it. If you go open one of your blazers right now in the closet, you're going to find that in one of your sleeves. Or you can hand stitch this shut as well. And our one last step is attaching the outside to the inside facing. So we're just going to add a top stitch right below the collar on the facing. You got to keep both of the layers nice and flat because you do see this on the outside. So we're just going to have one top stitch here going along the top of the neck, and that's going to keep everything nice and flat. So again, we're adding that 1/4 inch stitch from the neckline on the facing. Our jacket now has the lining in it. How amazing does this look? Today you learned how to put a full lining in a jacket with a facing. We got our bias piping on the facing. We have pleats in the lining. We have a pleat in the hem. We have a pleat in the sleeve hem. We have our built-in facing that we blind hemmed at the bottom and on the sleeve. And we have our built-in button placket and facing. We have so many great details in this little jacket with our lining. So those are the steps I would take to sew in a full lining. Now that is my favorite way to do it. There are some different things you can do here or there with a lining, but overall, this is the gist of it. And this is my favorite way. This is my beginner friendly way. Thank you so much for watching Sew Anastasia today. I hope you had fun putting in a lining with me. If you have any questions at all, leave it down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And don't forget, this cute little jacket is available over in the Sewing Club, and it's also available a la carte, so make sure you check out my pattern. If you enjoyed the video today, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for watching today. These videos are for you guys. Let me know what other kind of videos you'd like to see coming up. And if you want to know what's going on in the studio today, make sure you check out my Instagram stories. And if you want to learn even more about sewing, well, make sure you check out my online and in-person classes here in Chicago. Thank you so much for watching today. Bye!